Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Hearthstone. So we need to get 5 games with the priest done for 110 gold. So we're just gonna play ranked since I'm still trying to do this with the priest. In wild, I suppose we'll try. Made a mistake. It is gonna be a constant issue making this mistake with the Hearthstone deck tracker app and the overlay. So last recording it wasn't on at all. It didn't really matter because I wasn't playing a deck I had built anyways. This is also the probably last day I will play. No, it's the second to last day I'll play with these decks, and then after that tomorrow I plan on doing full rebuilds for
the light shall bring victory.
Although, I don't know how full of a full rebuild it's really going to be, but I'm planning on trying to change a lot of things up with our decks and maybe get some more victories going on. But as you can see, like from this one, I've only won 3 times out of 13 games with this priest deck, which mostly just is an indicator I haven't played with the priest. Because I got the priest up to level 60, and so if I was, that is the other goal, is to get everybody up to level 60, and I'm still not there. I ended last recording talking about how I really don't have a good explainer of the schedule and all that, and I haven't had a lot of viewers that have wanted to see everything. But I suppose you subscribe and you will see it. Theoretically, in theory, if you subscribe to somebody on YouTube, you will see it. Which is a good question though, because we are now.
Stand ready.
There's also people on Google Plus that see it, and this person is posting on Google Plus, it seems. So maybe that's why they don't see it, is because they're only following me on Google Plus. It also might simply be an issue of them not seeing it even if they are subscribed to YouTube. And then YouTube is going to create this new thing, which for the life of me I can't figure it out. It kind of makes sense. It's called Backstage, and it's going to be effectively a new panel on your YouTube app where you can see like photos and tweets and messages. I don't know if it really is going to be limited to like 140 characters like tweets though. It may very well be simply just you can post as long of a post as you want, which that's a big difference there. If that happens.
My fate is sealed.
So it's just gonna be this thing, but I assume the subscriptions are gonna be the same. So I imagine the way this has to work is that the
How many fingers do you see?
I imagine like everybody you follow will be tweeting on this automatically for everything that when they post a new video, unless it specifically doesn't include when you post new videos.
Does this hurt?
Which might be the case.
My fate is sealed.
Yeah, if that tab is only texts and things, the only way I can imagine I could ever use it is I've got to either have an if then this then that commenter going back to that, so you see it in that feed, which I mean that might destroy the whole spirit of the system, and that would kind of suck. Or I would have to text non-video announcements and photos and things, and my Twitter just doesn't work that way. I don't use it like that.
In the light's name.
There's literally only 2 things I do on Twitter. It's I follow other people for information, and I post videos about my videos coming out, and that's it. I guess there's a little bit more to that to it.
The damned stand ready. My fate is sealed.
Because I do also retweet to and follow people to win contests, but I'm not an active participant really in Twitter. And Facebook and Tumblr and all of that are just simply if then this then that clones for. I mean, that's all I want my channels to be, though. Is I want them to be. Here's a different feed. If you are on Twitter and you see things like that, here's your announcement, so you don't have to open the YouTube app or something like that, or do something.
Face the light.
And the same is true for Facebook, and I wouldn't stream directly to Facebook, so this whole new thing, I'd almost post nothing to it. The first thing that comes to my head that I'd post there is looking for an artist, trying to get an artist. It would just be this beg fest. Because I have no reason that I need to say new videos coming out, or a schedule update, or anything like that. I've never thought about making videos to talk about what was coming up next. Anyways, either you watch my channel and you want to see what's next, or you don't. It is how I think it goes. Let's go ahead and hit.
My fate is sealed.
Let's hit this one.
My fate is sealed.
Hit this. This.
Job's done.
In return. There we go. So we need 5 victories here. This probably, maybe will be victory 1. I did finish the Lego Ghostbusters Firehouse. It has a few flaws in its construction that I could clearly see you need improvement. It has a really ugly looking backside to the thing. So the front and the left and right side look great, but the backside they didn't spend any effort on at all. It's just really, really ugly looking. Let's see. This.
Job's done.
The second and third floors are not completely connected. There's like different pieces, and the parts that swing out the doors are not connected. So it becomes this weird thing where the doors don't really want to stay together with the roof, and they specifically made it so it was easy to take off floors and roofs for no real reason. I could drastically increase the strength of it just by removing like a thin layer of small Lego pieces, so there'd be more Lego interconnects there, and that it seemed just kind of frivolous for that not to be an option. So this one's back to health now. It had a decent amount of figures in it, although the custom Slimer and the custom ghosts are kind of weird because Slimer doesn't really look like Slimer to me. Slimer changes if you're thinking about the Slimer in the cartoon or the Slimer in the first movie or the second movie, but he didn't look super much like Slimer. He doesn't fit on a single post, so he squeezes between 2 pegs. that certainly didn't work out for him. The other two ghosts don't particularly look like any ghosts I recognize. They might be from the second movie. I haven't watched the second movie yet. I did get it, I just haven't gotten around to watching it.
Job's done.
Overall, it's a pretty nice, rather nicely detailed design. It has like a third floor to the firehouse, which I don't believe there actually was a third floor, but whatever.
I am the blade.
A lot of the construction of this Lego firehouse are completely just steals from the toy Lego firehouse that was in the 80s, and aren't actually in line with what the movie showed, which is fine. It took some dramatic license, and that's fine. I think they probably did a good idea. As a playset, it's pretty much just a dollhouse. So if you can play with dolls in a dollhouse, you enjoy it. If you can't, you won't. They designed it in a weird way where the Lego Ghostbuster card that it doesn't come with, you'd have to get that separate, but I already have that. But it won't fit completely in the it won't fit completely in the at all. You'll run into things if you took everything out of the first floor, which would include like 2 desks and several other little pieces of details. It might fit in there front to back, but it would take up all the space. There's a lot of little places with 1x1 like end cap Lego pieces on the outside that would be really difficult to get exactly at right angles. So if you were OCD, you'd probably have a problem with that. But it turns out all those end cap pieces on the brickwork on the outside were intentional, because at the very last step they say, now take off 3 of these end caps here and place this clear plastic stick that the ghosts are sitting on in there to make it look like the ghosts are flying around. And I'm like, oh, this is kind of a genius concept. Anywhere around this building you can have the ghosts flying wherever you want them, because they've got so many different connection points that they've hidden inside the brickwork. It works really well.
Anduin versus Gul'dan.
The fireman pole thing
Soul shall be mine.
is not
The light shall
particularly
bring
great,
victory.
but it's alright. It's from the original toy in the 80s too, so that's really the main reason it even came back. The containment unit is pretty awful because it's a really, really small thing that's just detail on the wall, and it doesn't do anything, or it can't interact with it, which kind of stinks. In the original thing, they knew they were going to sell you like little ghost figurines in packs, so they specifically made it so you could trap ghosts and put it in this plastic containment unit, which had a kind of cool sliding door mechanic to it, so you couldn't see the ghost. The ghost couldn't possibly escape as you were putting it in the containment
light's
unit.
name.
I
Job's
greet
done.
you.
But here it's nothing like that. You couldn't trap a ghost in a containment unit at all. Yeah, it's just major construction issues where the hinges only hinge at the first floor. It would only be a few pennies for me, and I'll probably have to do this, to go buy some more hinges out of separate brick pieces, and just from that point
Face the light.
put more hinges in it, connect the second and third floor. There's some places where it just doesn't want to connect and stay level, and I'm not thinking myself, am I gonna have to glue this thing down? So I'm gonna probably want to do some kind of modification. Although, as I'm continuing talking about a stupid extra hobby that wasted my time and caused me to not record videos for a day or so, I'm not actually going to play with the toy anyways. It's just a bookshelf piece for me. I'm far too old to actually play with toys. I just buy the Legos, put them together, and stick them on my shelf as display case things. Which, I mean, it's like a ship in a bottle type thing. So it's, other people have been doing this for a while. It's just the difference there, but I kind of wonder if I should do something different with it. Speaking of dumb toys, I guess we can move into this. Super Mario Hot Wheels, a new line of Super Mario Hot Wheels official, has come out. They've certainly done it in the past, but this new set looks really bad because the cars are just like made out of mushrooms instead of being painted cars with Mario painted on them, and it's like, they look bad. And frankly, I have no care for Hot Wheels anyways. So that simply was on the list of things to talk about because there was very little things to talk about. Speaking of very little things to talk about, System Shock 3 hype. Another article I saw for System Shock 3. It's either Eurogamer or Rock Paper Shotgun that keeps putting out articles on System Shock 3 and talking people with very little things. With very little things to actually say right now. The brunt of it, if I was to guess, is that either somebody on the editorial team at whichever website that is that keeps putting out things really loves System Shock, or they've gotten paid to do more articles about it, or they got a lot of views out of it. So 3 cynical reasons there why it might be the case.
Get in there and fight, maggot!
But darn the luck. That was not good. I was so set up for that one too.
Embrace the void.
So, yeah, they keep talking about it, and you can already see the hype starting to grow. System Shock 3 is, even if the System Shock remake comes out and it's great, and System Shock 2 remake, I guess, will come out and it's great. One would hope that they do something with System Shock 2 before they come out with 3, because it's probably been long enough. You can see the hype starting to happen. And see, this is like the nightmare scenario of what would probably happen if you actually did announce something along the lines of a Half-Life 3, is that Half-Life 3 would just, in an insane way, get announced and say it's out in like 2 years, and then the hype would just grow and grow and grow, because the hype has already grown without it ever actually being really announced. I don't think a proper Half-Life 3 was ever announced to be in production. Or maybe it was announced that it was in production and then nothing else really. So, yeah. What a nightmare it could be.
Why do you call?
So this guy's just desperately trying to use this as much as possible. 4 health. do this.
Feel my pain.
There we go.
Extraordinary.
So yeah, too much hype. Too much hype. Let's see the remake. Let's see if that game can be made a modern good game of Half-Life 1 can before we even start to think about Half-Life. So let's go to the next thing. I think we can talk about one more thing and then I'll put it down. Put down my little list of things to talk about. The company British Telecommunications, BT, and that kind of confused me because the top of the article just said BT and I'm like, BitTorrent? Is BitTorrent.com the company that's now trying to be a legitimate media advertiser and streamer and news analyst now because they covered the recent conventions?
Anduin versus Jaina.
There is BitTorrent suing
The light shall bring
Steam,
victory.
and no, it's British Telecommunications. I could see maybe BitTorrent trying to sue Steam too, though. I could see a lot of people trying to sue Steam because they've got money, and why not sue people with money? That's the American way, apparently. And so, like, Steam does use the torrenting protocol to install software faster. That's what the Steam client does, is it shares a little bits of other games that you might have with other people closer to the network than their servers, which helps you speed it up. I've also noticed there's a sidetrack here. With my back problems, I've started pressing up and like trying to sit upright and then immediately leaning to one side or the other. I've always been a very slouching type person, but it's weird. It's like there's a desire to sit upward and adjust myself to a proper, allegedly proper way of sitting, but it just doesn't work. It's just like, so I'm switching between leaning to the left and leaning to the right, physically. But that has nothing to do with British Telecommunications. They're suing, they're basically patent trolls. I mean, non-practicing entity, maybe, it seems. British Telecommunications sounds like they'd be suing in the UK, but no, they've got these 4 US patents that cover broad things. They're basically saying Steam alone, its entire interface is violating one patent. Its chat is violating another patent. Its other, its in-game chat system, which is, I guess, slightly different than its messaging system. I don't know. Does anybody even use any of these things?
I wonder.
So, like,
how many fingers do you see?
Job's done.
So 2 of its chat systems are violating 2 of its other patents, it says, and its streaming services violating the 4th patent. It's just like, okay, so you have 4 patents that really should never have been granted to you, that cover a wide range of things. I mean, honestly, almost all patents at this point should be thrown out, because the concept of a patent and the patent system is not benefiting society at all, and that's what it was supposed to be for. It was supposed to be, you designed a better Steam engine than the engines that were already designed, will allow you to have a monopoly on it and not allow people to steal that idea from, if you give this patent to all of society after a certain number of years. But the amount of years has just gotten longer and longer, and the amount of time that monopoly has been granted has been more and more beneficial than it should have been.
this hurt?
So, I think it, in the same way that the United States has a buyer beware attitude, it should just be a creator beware attitude. If you have a new way to build an engine, you need to make it totally an industry secret and sell as many of them as you can as a corporate secret, and that's it. And the government's not going to protect your patent, and we're not going to prosecute people if you fire somebody and they take their knowledge that they learned at that job to go build a better engine from that, or the exact same engine from that. It should be just creator beware. Don't fire people. Can't sign them. Government's not going to protect you for non-disclosure acts and non-compete acts and stuff like that. There needs to be more competition. That's what capitalism is supposed to be all about. So the entire patent system is just inaccurately wrong. And it's only getting abused more and more. Maybe I'm coming from a too technological perspective of it. Maybe in other industries somewhere there is an actual legitimate reason why we still need patents. But I have this sneaking suspicion that industry after industry after industry besides technology, it's probably the same case. It's probably just corporate cronies want to keep that going. Knowledge should be free, is always my belief, and patents is about not sharing knowledge. I'm all about the open source community and all that, and patents are a huge problem with that. Now, there's a difference between copyrights and patents that's important to remember. Copyrights are for creating something specifically. So you could get a copyright for a song. A patent is for a process or design. Therefore, so you could get a patent for the method of vocalizing, of creating sound. So I mean, it's so crazy, it's hard to even explain it, but it's like, if you found a new way to make a speaker make a new sound, you could probably get a patent from it. If you made a new song, you'd get a copyright from it. And copyright almost has in my mind, it has a way more legitimate reason to exist than patents do. Let's see. There we go. So yeah, we're gonna wrap it there. It may be British Telecom that isn't a troll, but they seem completely out of control. It's really a non-story. Even Steam, Valve hasn't ever responded to any of their messages, and that's what they specifically said. It's like, they haven't responded to any of our extortion messages in which we wanted them to license our technology. So now we're going to file suit. Unfortunately, the government system is so broken and such that it's easily possible that they might actually win.
Just a pinch of it.
It's not just a guaranteed assurance that they'll lose. And that's another problem, definitely.
Job's done.
So why does this one have spell damage plus 1? Oh yeah, because I gave it spell damage plus 1. Never mind. I imagine though Valve has more than enough money. If there's one situation where money is gonna get the right victor there, it's Valve. Otherwise, the sky is falling. Valve's going bankrupt because they're getting sued by British Telecoms, and all your Steam games are going to get deleted and you're never going to be able to play it. And the past 2 years of buying over 500 games was a complete mistake. I don't believe for a second that's what's going to happen, but I mean, you could certainly make such kind of conspiracy theories.
I wonder. Time runs out on me.
Or grand proclamations, but no.
Are you ready for
It
this?
probably won't even come back into the news. Let's see. Is there any spell damage? Let's do this.
A new recipe.
There we go. Another victory. Maybe we'll get up to 18 before we get to the end of the month. That'd be nice. It'd be nice if we even got to 17. We got 2 victories there with the priest, but we still got some tavern brawls to get done too. I'm starting to run out of things to talk about though, unfortunately. Let's see, we made it up to 19, but also what I'm at is 19, and I think these are different things. Let's see. I'm just not sure how the system works now. It used to be whatever you stopped on was the number of bonus stars you had for the next month, but it may be just how high you get. Anywho, that's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps out. If you want to support me further, you can click on my name Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.